So I did a video a little bit ago talking about this interview with Fox and Friends this morning where Donald Trump called in and was talking about the Russia-Ukraine war. And he was talking about it and he said, well, you can't take on a nation that's 10 times your size. Except the way he was describing it was that Ukraine was the aggressor. And that's not true. Russia invaded Ukraine for a myriad of reasons, but most of those were false. Now, Donald Trump doesn't seem to care about the truth. He's just repeating this narrative to make Ukraine kind of look bad because he is trying to get Ukraine to accept a land swap deal to end the war. Donald Trump desperately wants to end the war. One, to get the Nobel Peace Prize, and two, to get a victory. He is trying to get some kind of a win under his belt so it looks like he's actually doing something positive for this country, for the world. His tariffs are blowing up in his face. He's trying to get away from the Epstein files. Nothing's working to distract away from any of it. So he's hoping if he can come up with a peace deal in this war, that it would be a big benefit to him politically. It would boost his appearance on the world stage. But he's trying to get Ukraine to agree to something they will never agree to. And I think at the heart of it, Donald Trump probably knows Ukraine won't give up the land. But he's trying to spin it so Zelensky and Ukraine are the bad guys in this, and they're not. Russia was the aggressor. And then he goes on to also say that the only reason they're holding on is because of our weapons that we have sold them, which is in part true. We have done a very good job of helping them, so has a lot of Europe. But Russia has also appeared very, very weak in this war. By all measures, they should have rolled through Ukraine in a couple of weeks. And here we are 3.5 years in, and they're not making the progress that they should have. And Ukraine's still holding on. So that is a very big surprise to the world. It makes Russia look a lot weaker than they are. And then he also tried to blame Joe Biden. This war is not Joe Biden's fault. Yes, it happened during his presidency, but what was he supposed to do? He didn't have advance warning that Russia was going to invade, and he was trying to set things up to help Ukraine ahead of it to make sure that they had the resources necessary just in case. But he also didn't want to commit U.S. troops. If he would have committed U.S. troops, this probably would have been over, or it would have been drug into a major world war, which would have been even worse. He was between a rock and a hard place. But Ukraine did not start this war. It was started by Russia.